Hey, are we live? Is this Facebook Live too for me? Are we on the air right now? Can you see me? We're going? We are? I'm looking on my... Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Let me turn my volume down. All right, cool. See, I'm live too on my own page. So welcome. And I'll be checking your posts if you've got any questions for me about anything, whether it's 80s Weekend number 8, whether it's First Wave, whether it's Mr. Roxy, whatever it is. If you've got a question, let me know. You send it in, you post it, and I'll answer it for you live here on Facebook Live, because we are going to have some fun. Plus, I'm going to be giving away at least uno, dos, tres. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm doing my best, honestly. Uno, dos, tres pairs of tickets. And it's going to be awesome. We'd love to have you there because we got so many great bands on the bill. Top in the bill, Andy Bell. Plus we got Mike Peters of The Alarm. Happy birthday to his beautiful wife, Jules Peters. She is celebrating today. Happy birthday, Jules. Also we got English Beat, General Public. Modern English, not to be confused with English Beat. The Motels, Naked Eyes. And then just for fun to get you dancing. And I, by the way, am wearing my dancing Vans right now. We've got Bust a Move Guy, yep, Young MC, Vanilla Ice is going to be there, and Tone Loc as well. So it's all going to be happening. We are going to have some fun. And like I said, if you've got a question, you send it in. I'll be looking for your comments and your questions right here on Facebook Live. I see we've got the poster up there at the moment, right? We've got going back to me? Okay, cool. So if there's something you want to know about, let me know. I just want to say thank you to the powers that be for letting Notre Dame Cathedral still stand. I was so worried. Apparently it was 30 minutes from the towers falling down yesterday. But the firefighters, 400 French firefighters, went in there and just pulled it off. They lost the roof, they lost the spire, but they saved the building. So that is fantastic. By the way, if we had hit it with water-dropping planes, it would have destroyed the entire cathedral. So that was not a good idea. So glad they didn't do that. So anyway, we're going to wait for the first few questions as we say how pumped I am for 80s Weekend number 8. I was actually in this room with Jim and Bobby D about 3 years ago when we first started talking about it. And now we're working on 80s Weekend number 8 and planning number 9. And my wife has Mr. Roxy. Do you want to bring Mr. Roxy in? Mr. Roxy, he's going to be all nervous with all these people around. Oh, hi, Mr. Roxy. This is the little guy who we were told back in October only had 4 weeks to live. And he had cancer. He had the lymphoma, high grade. And amazingly, he has beaten it. He's been in remission. He's had 2 ultrasounds checking. And he's done great. So they can't even find it anymore. So we're not complaining about that. We're not saying find it. We're saying look after Mr. Roxy. So there he is, everybody. Mr. Roxy, who we love so much. Yeah, I know, we're silly. I mean, the wifey's over there, but she's not coming in the shot because she's in her sweats and she's kicking back and she's doing good. All right. Oh, and Toshi's over there. Toshi the doggy. Shall I let Mr. Roxy go? Okay. I'm probably covered with Mr. Roxy hair. You can't see, everyone who's behind the Facebook Live broadcast is rubbing Mr. Roxy as he goes running. Let's see if we got any comments or... Oh, we do. Oh, Mr. Roxy, love him. That's from Trish. Hi, Trish. Rad says, yay, Mr. Roxy. Jeanette Villa says, yay, Roxy, so glad he's doing well. Victor says, when is Depeche Mode touring again? Good question, Victor. They will be touring when they get their next album. Because what they like to do is put together an album so they have new music as well as all their great hits. So Martin, I know, has been working on new music. So until we get an album release date, we won't know of a tour. But once that happens, once you start hearing through the grapevine that Demode's new album is ready to drop, you can anticipate a tour within 3 to 5 months of that. And yes, I will be going. Would not miss that for the world. All right. Maria says, glad Mr. Roxy's doing great. Thank you, Maria. Carrie Baines says, you are awesome. Wow. Carrie, thank you. You obviously got the check I sent you to put something nice like that. Michelle Rogers. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Says, I hope you win, Jody. Okay. You should have had a comma in there because the way you posted that, Michelle, now says, I hope you win, Jody. So I'm going to win Jodie. Yay! That's like, you know, do you want to eat grandma? You have to remember to put the comma in, otherwise you turn into a cannibal. Kelly says, love you. Oh, thank you. And Sarah says, hi, Richard. I'm reading your book and I'm loving every page. Obviously, she's reading La La. There you go, World in My Eyes. And check out the audio version of it as well. Just went back to #1 for the last 2 days. And everyone is loving that because Depeche Mode's in it, Duran's in it, Terry's in it from Berlin, Spandau, Dave Wakeland from the English Beat's in it. It's a lot of people. Pamela says, Mr. Roxy looks fantastic. Trish says, yeah, God bless the firemen and blessings to all the donors. Yeah, I think someone today donated like $180 million to rebuild Notre Dame, a French billionaire. Wow. So I heard that there are no trees tall enough in France to use for the scaffolding and the roof structure. So they're going to have to go to like Indonesia to get the trees, but they're going to do it. They're going to rebuild it. Stephen Wayne says, when is Duran Duran touring again? Well, Stephen, they just added a date this morning for Iceland. So get your tickets for Reykjavik and you go fly over there and go and see him, man. So Stephen Wayne, one of the world's biggest Duranis and one of my close friends. And of course, we all know Stephen, right? Mario's here waving at you from behind the camera. Tamara says, greetings from Kansas. Trish says her birthday is the 23rd. Tickets would be great. Well, the 23rd of May, that's the same as me and Stephen Wayne, or the 23rd of July. You have to let me know that. Brian Nicholas says he's stoked we're doing this, and hello from Dallas. And Doric can't make this one because of her son's 18th birthday. Would there be a live stream of the concert? No, there's not, unfortunately, because of the licensing rights and the publishing for all of the songs. That is the big problem because there's so many different bands. It's not like one band where we can work on the publishing. English Beat, will they still be performing at the 80s weekend? Lily Wong wants to know that. Oh, absolutely. And Dave is going to do a set with the English Beat, and then he's going to do a set in tribute to Rankin Roger for general public. So that is going to be very, very special. All right, let me pull up some more. Most relevant. Okay, I got going the wrong way here. Oh, we got so many posts. When will Tears for Fears be doing a proper USA headlining tour? Hopefully soon. They did their makeup dates in the UK, and they're going to be going back over to the UK to do some more dates, which doesn't help us here. They do have 2 festivals coming up, one in Florida and one in the Midwest in just a couple of weeks' time, but no other American dates. As soon as I find out, I'll tell you about it on First Wave. I don't know if you listen to Sirius XM First Wave, but if you do, thank you so much. Channel 33, I'm on it. Doug the Slug's on it. Swedish Eagle is on it. So if you grew up with K-Rock, or K-Rock, it's a good time to listen to. Rad says, saw you the last 2 80s weekends and in Vegas last year. So I'm going to do this 80s weekend, obviously, 80s weekend number 8, and I'm going to be doing Lost 80s Live in Vegas. So if you get a chance, come to that. That'll be fun. God, it was hot. It was like 118 at the last one. It was just baking. What's the story with the Roman helmet in the background? I will tell you what the story is. It literally is a story, because that Roman helmet has been sitting here as inspiration for my next book. Now, the next book is not a sequel to World in My Eyes. That will be coming, but probably another year. My next book is a novel, and it is set 2,064 years ago, and it is an alternate history. It's a twist on the Roman Empire. Everything in it is factual, but if one thing had changed, one big thing had changed, that's what the story is about. And it's called SPQR. It's 384 pages, and I promise you, from the opening page until the closing page, it is non-stop. Your mouth will fall open with the action, and the twists in it you will love, I promise. And I know it's not Duran Duran and Depeche Mode and Spandau and Berlin, and it is a novel, not an autobiography, but it is honestly going to be so much fun. It's actually with a big publisher right now. If they like it, it'll go out through the publisher. If not, I'm going to put it out myself on Amazon and all the usual outlets. But either way, you'll love it.
And Stephen Wayne bought you that.
Oh, and Stephen Wayne. Hi, Stephen. Stephen knew about me writing this book about this Roman history, and he bought me this. It was my Christmas present from Stephen Wayne. He even assembled it for me, and it actually is steel. It's not plastic. So that was my inspiration. Thank you again. Stephen Wayne is getting more shout-outs on this broadcast than Andy Bell, and he's the headliner. And Stephen's going to be DJing at 80s Weekend number 8. He'll be out there and doing his thing. So make sure you get your tickets just to see Stephen Wayne. Everybody else is a bonus, as far as I'm concerned. Should we do our first giveaway? Whoa!
Yeah,
Are we
absolutely.
ready for our giveaway?
Yes, we
All
are.
right, now the girls behind, we got 2 girls there who are going through the post. So it's going to be up to you girls to get the right answer. Okay, I'm going to show you the answer. All right.
Okay.
So that is what you are looking for. Hello. Okay, that one. Okay. One of the bands on the bill is the English Beat. We all know and love them as the English Beat, but what are they called? And everyone's going to think I'm going to say in England, because in England they're simply called the Beat. But we all know they're called the Beat in England. We all know they're called the English Beat around the rest of the world, except not in Australia. They're not called the English Beat, and they're not called the Beat. What are they called in Australia? Who's the first person who can tell me what they say down under when Dave Wakeling goes down there to play the music? What are they called in Australia? Not the Beat, not the English Beat. The girls are looking for the first correct answer, and you're going to get a pair of tickets to 80s Weekend number 8. It's going to be so cool. I think we're probably going to give them VIP passes, right?
Everyone's saying the Beat. It's not the Beat.
It's not the Beat. It's not the Beat. In Australia, it's not the Beat. In England, it's the Beat. In Europe, it's the Beat. In America, it's the English Beat. What are they called in Australia? Oh, you got to get it. It's not the English Beat, so don't waste your finger time. Okay. All right. And it's not Dave Wakeling's Beat. Okay, it's not.
Oh, the guesses are funny.
Yeah, the guess is
The special Beat.
the special Beat. Well, they did do a record.
Original Beat.
No, not the original Beat. They did do a record, a special, AKA with the specials.
We got
We got a winner. We got a winner.
David Carr.
David
No,
Carr.
it's not the Beat Down Under.
Oh,
No, this
no,
one's
it's
oh
right.
no, sorry, David. It's not the Beat Down Under.
Rudy Montano.
Who?
Got it. Rudy Montano.
Rudy Montano. You are the first to get it. The answer is, girls, you scream it out on the count of 3. They are called 1, 2, 3.
The British Beat.
The British Beat. So when you go to Australia, mate, and you say, hey, DJ, could you play Save It for Later from the British Beat? That's the answer. That's our first winner. We still got 2 more pairs of tickets to give away for 80s Weekend number 8. Andy Bell is going to be headlining that from Erasure. My wife's favorite band live is Erasure. She loves them. She always goes. So she's, oh, wait.
That was the wrong page we got the answer from.
Oh.
It wasn't your page.
Richard, if you could tell Paige to listen to her dad.
Oh, Paige, listen to your dad. Your dad just said that. Paige, listen to your dad.
John S. Webb.
Oh,
Sorry, Rudy.
Rudy, you've just been X'd. The girls got you on the wrong page. Oh,
Second one, he's gonna join.
I'm sorry. So who is the right winner?
John S. Webb.
John S. Webb. See, that's live on Facebook. Rudy, I'm sorry. Oh, so they've got to do this on my page. Is that right?
For this one, because you didn't specify which page, we're
Okay.
streaming from FKOA, Bobby D Presents, and your page.
Okay, so we're streaming on
So
3
this
pages.
one, it's for,
Okay, so for the winning the tickets, you've got to be on Richard Blade page, right?
for this one.
For this one.
For the first one. The second one for Bobby D.
Okay,
And
so
the last one will FKOA.
oh, okay. So the first one was my page, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So the next one, what page do they have to be on to win?
Bobby D Presents.
You've got to go to Facebook and Bobby D Presents. I'll give you a moment to go over there and find it. All right. So Bobby D Presents on Facebook. All right. And that's Bobby with D E-E, right? 2 E's, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Bobby D Presents on Facebook is going to be for our next giveaway. But that's coming up in a couple of minutes, so you've got time to allez over there, says he, dropping in a little French word in tribute to Notre Dame, allez. So anyway, if you got any questions about these bands on my page, let me see. So Happy You Lovely Kiki, you should definitely do a Netflix documentary. You know, we're trying to get World in My Eyes sold to like Netflix or Hulu or Amazon. So fingers crossed. But until it happens, it's not happening. You know what I mean? I'm not one of these people that likes to count my chickens before they're hatched. But it would be fun. I'd love to do that.
And for Rudy, we are going to grant him, since he said it in the page.
We're going to get him tickets anyway?
Yeah,
Rudy, we're going to get an extra pair of tickets for you, buddy. So no problemo. We'd love to do that. Love to do that. So, hey, by the way, Morrissey fans, guess what? Morrissey's doing his first tour of Canada in 15 years. And guess what? Cancelled it. Oh, dude! They said that it was a health problem because of an accident in Europe, and if so, then get well soon, hope no one was seriously hurt, etc. But for all the people in Canada, and I know I have a lot of listeners in Canada because of Sirius XM, I really feel bad for everyone up there that was so looking forward to seeing Morrissey, because when he shows up and he does a great show, he really does a great show. But for the people in Vancouver who went to the show on the 14th and found out it wasn't happening, I felt so bad for them. And to have to tell you on the radio it's not happening is a bummer for me. So anyway, I'll see you at the Smiths Morrissey convention in a couple of weeks. That will not be cancelled, I promise. 2 great tribute bands, and I'll be there to host it. So that'll be at the Avalon, which will always be the Palace to me in Hollywood in just 2 weeks' time. Yeah, you remember the Palace, right? Oh man, good times there. The underwear contest, woohoo! Yeah, it was. We might have kids watching though. I could talk about the underwear contest when we did the.
No.
Well, I had to tell the girls.
No.
I shouldn't say that. No. Okay. Well, we had to tell them it was an underwear contest, not take your underwear off contest. You read between the lines. It was a crazy time. Good times. Good times. All right. Let me see. I'm going to look for some more questions here. All right. This was... just now. Brian Nichols. Sigh to anyone who ever wants to see Morrissey. He said, well, yeah, well, he's great if he shows up. He really is. I love Morrissey. I mean, if Morrissey will do something in New York with Sirius XM, I'm going to fly out just to host it. You know, I mean, I'd love to do another town hall with Morrissey or something. I'm a huge fan. It's just of all the acts, he seems to be plagued with misfortune and cancellation. So, all right. Angie says... love you, Richard, but it's past my bedtime. So obviously listening on the East Coast or watching on the East Coast. Of all the musicians you met in the 80s, who do you hang out with the most?
Dave Wakelin.
Dave Wakelin, probably, from the English Beat.
We see John Taylor quite often.
Who? You see John Taylor a lot. Yeah. John did the audio book for World in My Eyes right here. He sat here, read chapter 1, then did all his parts right here. You know, I had to go to the guys from Depeche Mode and like Will Wheaton and to Terry to get them to do it, but John actually came here.
Easdale. And
John Easdale from Drama Armor. Love John Easdale. Johnny Vatos from Oingo Boingo. I see him a lot. He's great. And hi to Danny Sanchez, by the way. Danny, if you're watching this, Danny has some of the greatest 80s clubs on this planet, and most of them are here in Southern California, and I'm looking forward to going back to your clubs, Danny, and doing some more gigs there. Any chance of your book being on CD as well as downloading? No, I'm afraid not, because the deal that you have with Audible and iTunes prevents you from putting it out on CD if you give it to Audible. They have control over all of the mechanical reproduction, but it's doing really well. I mean, in all honesty, I'd never downloaded an audiobook before, but everyone is loving it, and I downloaded my own just to make sure that it would download properly, because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And it's fantastic. The way, not just because I did it, I mean the way it just downloads into your phone, and then you can Bluetooth it into your audio system. It's very, very easy. And like I said, it just went back to #1 again yesterday, so I was thrilled with that. Where do we enter our answers? Again, the next giveaway is in 1 minute, and it's at Bobby D Presents. BOBBYDEE Presents on Facebook. That'll
Or
be
FKOA presents.
no, that's going to be in the next one. Shut up, Mario.
Sorry.
The girls.
Look, I'm just following instructions.
No, that's going to be the third one. Bobby D is the next one. All right. Mr. Roxy looks fantastic. You have the best job. I have no complaints about my job. I love my job. I don't know what's coming up, everyone. Richard, the Golden Tiki in Las Vegas wants you to DJ. All right, have them send me an email, all right, or contact me on Facebook. All right, I'd love to talk to them about that. Hi, Richard, miss seeing you. Oh, Monica. Oh, hi, Monica. Miss you as well. Hopefully see you soon. Monica would always come to all of my gigs with her family, with Gray and a beautiful little daughter, and she's just a sweetheart. Let me see. When will you be in HB again? Vanessa asked. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing at least 2 shows in Huntington Beach at Sea Legs. I actually was just talking with them today, so we're just waiting on confirmation about that. So as soon as I know, I'll let you know. But I will be in Huntington Beach for May 11th at the festival down there, so I can see you then. He looks like my kitty Ginger. That's Monica again. Pick me, Trish. I will pick you if you get the question right. Okay, so get ready.
Comedy Joe, thanks for keeping the 80s alive.
Oh, my pleasure. I love the 80s. You know, it's so funny because SiriusXM, they just did a countdown of the top 500 songs of the 80s, and that finished yesterday, and that was on channel 30, which is our limited engagement channel. Today they just started the top 500 songs of the 90s, and I'm sitting here thinking, were there 500 good songs in the 90s? I don't think there was, you know. I mean, after Black Hole Sun, that was it, you know. But anyway, I'm just joking. Obviously, there were good songs in the 90s. I think Britney came along in the 90s, didn't she? We loved Britney. Let me see. Michelle Toa says Stephen Wayne rocks. So it's another shout out for Stephen Wayne here. Brian Nicholas needs a drink.
We all
Let me see.
How was the 80s number 7?
Oh, 80s number 7 was actually, I think, the most fun of all the concerts. I don't know why, but everyone there had such a great time. It was the energy in the room was just great, and all the bands loved it as well. And talking to the girls from the Bangles afterwards, they loved it. And I was just actually talking with Vicky Peterson on Saturday. She called me here for my radio show for Record Store Day, and she was still buzzing about that, and she was saying how much fun she had, and they want to come back, so maybe we can get them for 80s Weekend number 9. You never know, but they're great. Let me see. OMD US dates. Yeah, OMD US dates, definitely. They are touring on a triple bill. It's the 40th anniversary of the B-52s. Their first record was 1979. That's when Rock Lobster came out. So the B-52s are going out with OMD and Berlin on the same bill. So if you're a fan of OMD, you get 3 bands for the price of 1. So watch out for that. Let me see. Any other questions here? No. Leda Mueller. Hi, Leda. She said Australian beat, but you're a little late, you know, and also it was British beat. They wouldn't become Australian going down there, but good try, Leda. All right, so I'm putting this phone down because we're asking question number 2, and I don't want to look at my feed and confuse everyone, and Mario's not allowed to look at any feeds because he has no clue what's going on. All he does is focus the camera. We're going to do question number 2. You know the answer to this. Go to Bobby D Presents. There will be a pair of tickets for you. And can we give them like VIP passes as well?
Yes.
Yes, VIP
absolutely.
passes as well. So you got hang backstage. It's going to be good. All right. This band right
You
here.
need the answer, honey?
What?
You need the answer.
Oh, you need. Hang on. I'm coming close because I got to give them the answer. Okay. The answer is. Okay. Don't say it out loud.
No.
Okay. Like many of the groups on the bill, Naked Eyes did not start as Naked Eyes. They were in another band. Actually, they're in a couple of other bands, but the name of the band that they were in before Naked Eyes it was a four-piece, and it was Rob Fisher, who's no longer with us, Pete Burns, Roland Orzabal, and Kurt Smith. All four of them were in one band. What was the name of that band? All right?
That's a good one then.
And then when it split apart, Kurt and Roland formed another band, which I think everybody knows the name of. But I'm not going to say it, so I don't want to confuse you. And then
Someone got it.
Someone got it already?
Yep.
Amy Cunningham.
Amy Cunningham got it, and the answer was on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Neon!
That's right, Neon. They were in a band called Neon. Can you imagine going back to Bath in England, and taking a bath in Bath, but going to Bath in England in 1981, going in a time machine, and you walk into a pub, and there playing for just 30 people are the guys from Naked Eyes and the guys from Tears for Fears all together. It'd be like, I was talking with, so Neon, congratulations to Amy.
Why do a couple people are saying Burning Bridges? Why?
No, it was Neon.
I know, but why?
Yeah, well, they also were in a band. That's why I said it had to be that band with the four of them.
And then there's...
Yeah, because they actually put out music as Neon. They actually put out a vinyl release as Neon, which is still available.
And then there's Silly Answers.
And then, yeah, and a lot of other silly names. Duran,
There's
yeah.
Silly Answers.
Yeah. Well, actually, I was talking about early days of bands. I was chatting with Dave Wakelin, who is a great friend of mine. I love Dave, one of the nicest guys. And we were talking about Rankin Rogers passing, which was so sad just a few weeks ago. And he said how, you know, he got together with Roger. Roger was 16 at the time. And he used to go with Roger to the Rum Runner in Birmingham. And they would hang out and talk about the band they were going to put together. And while they were sitting there at the Rum Runner, the DJ was a guy called Nick Rhodes. And dancing on the floor and friends with Dave Wakelin was John Taylor and Stephen Duffy. And can you imagine if we went back in a time machine and you walked into the Rum Runner and there's the guys from forming the English Beat, and there's the early days of the formation of Duran Duran. That would be enough to make Stephen Wayne's head explode. It would just be incredible. But all those kind of things were happening back then. It was just an amazing time for music when all these bands knew each other and worked together. It was like early days in Sheffield. The guy, Steve Singleton, who helped put together ABC, he went to school with Joe Elliott from Def Leppard. I mean, just wild times where all these music and artists all came together at once. So let's see if we've got any more questions. I'll go to my page. Oh, by the way, the next giveaway is, I'll ask Mario. Finally, he's going to get this right just by default. The next giveaway is on what Facebook page, Mario?
FKOA Presents.
FKOA Presents. Okay, so on Facebook, if you want to enter the contest for our third and final giveaway, you go to FKOA Presents. See, FKOA, it's very small there. I know you can't see it, but I'm pointing to it. If you pull up that flyer, you would find it, FKOA Presents.
And then you put the answer right there.
Put the answer there. Peter Hillman. Hi, Peter. I DJ'd your wedding, and it was so much fun. It was a hot day as well. Glad things are going well. That was 2 years ago, and the anniversary of that is next week. So thank you so much for letting me be your own personal DJ at the wedding. That was so much fun. John Webb is watching in Canada. Hello from Canada. Your book was awesome. Thank you for sharing it with us. It was my pleasure. Thank you. Michelle Thomas. Hi, Mr. Roxy. Tracy Tanner. Hi, Richard. Love your book. Love Berlin. And they are coming to Texas. Yes, they are coming to Texas. Terry is really, really excited about that. You guys are high-fiving each other and fist bumping, and I have no clue what you're doing behind the camera.
It's just everybody's connecting to FKOA Presents.
Okay, good. All right, that's good. Go to FKOA Presents. Lisa Walsh. Lots of hearts and kisses and happy faces. Love the audio version of your book. Sean Galbraith says, Richard, your book was the best book I read in 2018. Wow, thank you so much. We got Stephanie Bristow. Love listening to you on First Wave. Long-time listener. Tim Rayback. I really enjoyed World in My Eyes. It was a great read on my flight to and from Scotland. Aye, Scotland the Brave last year. Let me see. Gina, when I moved here from the East Coast, your music made the transition easier. Thank you. Kristen,
I point that out.
these guys are laughing. Kristen says, speaking of birthdays, mine is on July 31st, so tickets for 80s Weekend number 8, and tickets are still available. Andy Bell, The Alarm, English Beat, General Public, Modern English, The Motels, Naked Eyes, Vanilla Ice, Young MC, and Tone Loc, all on the same bill. And I'll be there hosting, and Stephen Wayne will be there DJing. Another shout out, I'm getting $1 every time I say his name. Tickets are still available, so get them while you can. Great news that General Public and Dave Wakelin are 80s Weekend number 8. Victor says, I bought 4 copies of your book. Can you sign them for me? Yeah, bring them to 80s Weekend number 8, and I'll do a meet and greet and a signing afterwards. I'll go up to the lobby for half an hour after the concert and sign copies. But bring your own copies. They're too heavy for me to bring. So buy a copy on Amazon or iTunes or wherever you want to buy it from, or Barnes & Noble, and bring it there. Hardback, softback, I don't care, and I'll sign it to you or to anyone you want. And no charge to do that. Just bring it down. Happy to be listening to you for 33 years. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I was 6 years old when I started, so there you go. September Reed. That's a great name. It sounds like you should be like a porn actress or something. It is. Seriously. Everyone says that you should, everyone has a porn name. You know how to get a porn name, right? It's the street you grew up on and your first pet. You put them together. So the street you grew up on. Now, the street I grew up on was Drake Avenue. My first pet was a rabbit, and I loved Bambi, so I called the rabbit Thumper. So my porn name, honestly, would be Drake Thumper, which is an awesome porn name,
Okay, Mario, it's yours.
Unfortunately, I probably couldn't live up to Drake Thumper in real life, but there you go. What would yours be, Mario? Come on, what street did you grow up on?
Falling Leaf.
Falling Leaf. And what was your first pet?
That's pretty much.
What's your first pet?
Lucky.
Lucky. So you'd be Falling Lucky.
That doesn't work very well.
Or Lucky Leaf. No. Oh, Luis, what would yours be?
Mine's Molly Wentworth.
Krista would be Molly Wentworth. That's pretty good. Yeah, she'd be a good porno.
Yeah.
Molly Wentworth, right.
Wait, street first?
Oh.
Is it street first?
Whichever one you want.
No, Molly Wentworth sounds way better.
Yeah.
Lucky Falling.
So, yeah, all right. Wouldn't it be amazing if Danny Elfman and Oingo Boingo would get back together for 80s Weekend number 9? Yeah. We would if they got back together, we'd have to do 7 shows in a row. So it would be 80s Weekend number 9, 10, 11, 12, 30. Yeah. And my wife would be at every single one of the shows. All right. Any plans to come to San Antonio with a band or by yourself? Lots of good groups coming soon. Love to come to San Antonio and DJ. If you've got any clubs there that would like to have me, let me know. And I was actually talking with Martin Kemp from Spandau Ballet. We were tweeting back and forth because he does DJ shows now. And we were thinking of going out and doing some DJ shows next year, at the beginning of next year, with Martin and me together. So it'd be Martin Kemp from Spandau Ballet and Richard Blade from First Wave and do a double bill. I don't know if anyone would be interested in that, but let me know. Or maybe we could get Alan White from Morrison or Andy Rourke from the Smiths, but then get the 3 of us together. But Martin Kemp and Richard Blade, if you think that would be a good idea, let me know. Post that on my Facebook page after we do the FKOA Presents.
FKOA
all right.
Presents.
So how come you play No Promises by ISS, but you don't play Crazy? Yeah, I play Crazy on First Wave. It's just when you tune in. We don't try and play the same song too often. Otherwise, people that listen every day at work, for example, or long-distance truck drivers would say, why are you always playing the same songs? So, but I do love Crazy. Maybe I can play that for you tomorrow. I do my show right here. I log in through this laptop here, and that takes me into New York, and I do my show live from here. So there you go.
Here's a question. Can I say one?
Okay.
Did you ever talk to Rodney on the Rock?
I talk to Rodney a lot. I love Rodney. Rodney is one of the greats, period. And he comes to most of the 80s weekends. He didn't come to 80s Weekend number 7, which was a surprise to me because of the Bangles, because he was under the weather. He wasn't feeling great. So called him the next day to make sure he was all right. But we love Rodney, period. That's it. And anyone who doesn't love Rodney, sorry, probably not a friend of mine, because he is one of the greats. And yeah, love Rodney.
How do you stay in such great shape? That's another question.
Oh,
I know, but
well, you stand behind the camera and tell them. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to.
Everybody.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. So, my wife's having some wine here. I got to hold it while she talks.
What do you
So,
want me to tell them?
how do I stay in great shape?
Richard works out every day.
Every day.
Every day. We walk the dogs a lot.
Yeah, we do like a 2-mile walk, and then I do weights, not super heavy weights, but you know, between 25 to 45 pounds every day, and bicep curls, sit-ups, and a lot of sit-ups.
And we do splurge. We you know, everything in moderation. But I cook almost every night, and I cook healthy.
Yeah, she cooks super healthy.
But always glasses of wine.
No red. I never eat red meat. Just not. I wish I didn't eat any meat. I wish I was vegan, you know, but because I love animals. But I don't eat red meat because it's bad for your heart. I don't eat cheese because it's bad for your heart. My father died young from a heart attack, and so I'm trying to, you know, do a little bit better for him. It's kind of like a game I play with his spirit. And we don't eat fried food except when we go to the King's Head for a big party, and we do that every 3 months. We'll indulge and have fish and chips. But I eat white meat, I eat fish, and my wife is an incredible cook. So I'm very lucky, very fortunate. So the grammar check is a beast. Okay, that's true. Apparently they wanted to put the right answer in, but their spell check changed it to beast instead of beat. That's funny because Dave Wakelin often calls it the English beast. So there you go. Elizabeth says, I can't wait for your new novel. Thank you. Jan says, I have the audiobook on my phone and I listen all the time. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out the audiobook, I promise you will love it because everyone's voices are them. I even went back and got my original agents from Europe from 1972 who are still with us to do their parts, and then Depeche are in it, and Billy Idol's in it, and Tears for Fears are in it. And, I mean, everyone's doing their own thing. Debbie said, what happened to Moz in Europe? We don't know. The press release that Moz put out was that there was an accident in Europe, and he's recovering, and some of the dates have been postponed. But that's all we know. I wish there was more information. Hello from Boston, Chris! My buddy Chris Atwood. Hey, Chris is saying hi. He's a great DJ, comes out to our gigs, and I'm going to be doing something with him on the air on his radio station. Chris, love you, man. Thank you. And the clam chowder you sent was great. That screwed up our diet right there, because that was like, whoa. I mean, but it was fantastic.
Okay,
Thank
listen,
you, Chris.
I have a good question.
Okay, Chris has a good question.
What type of, no, it's not from me. It's from Dan Thomas.
Dan Thomas. Hi, Dan.
What type of music do you listen to other than the 80s artists?
You know, other than 80s, I love Brazilian jazz, listen to a lot of Brazilian jazz, listen to a lot of chill music, Beach Bar Lounge we'll listen to, and one of my favorite groups to listen to is Thievery Corporation. I think Thievery Corporation are absolutely brilliant. Plus Empire of the Sun, fantastic band, very much Pet Shop Boys of today. Empire of the Sun. And talking about that, though, that's not to disparage Pet Shop Boys' music today, because some of their most recent music has been fantastic. If you go back to their Super album, which was the most recent, or Yes, or Electric, just brilliant. And also New Order's most recent album, which was 2 years ago, I admit, Music Complete, was as good as anything they did in the 80s. And it's a shame that radio is not more responsive to some of these incredible bands like Duran Duran and New Order put out new music, because if you listen to Music Complete from New Order, I promise you will absolutely love it. Blows me away every time I listen to it. Fantastic. But good question. Thank you for asking.
Where Andy Taylor is these days.
Where is that's a good question. I will ask John about that. I don't know where Andy Taylor is, and I won't pretend I know. I'd love to find out, because Andy was always a great guy, and just a good person. So I'll get in the little video down there as well, getting all different angles. Any other questions over there?
Richard, if you could just please say hi to Presley, Jim's daughter.
Presley, Jim's daughter. Hey, Hey, Presley, how you doing? Looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm going to be going down to HB in May 11th. So maybe I can stop in at your house and say hi to you right there. Because Jim, as you know, because he's your dad, lives no distance away from HB. So Jim, when I'm going down there, maybe May 11th, we can hang out. And I want to talk to you tomorrow on the phone, Jim, about the Reflex, all right? They want to know about going on the bill. Because
Lots of people like Thievery Corporation.
Oh, Thievery Corporation. Great band. Seriously. Love them. All right, let me take a couple of questions at random and then we'll do our final giveaway at FKOA Presents. Claudia, your book is really interesting and I haven't quite finished it yet and it brings back so many memories. There you go. Richard Blade equals animal lover. Awesome. There you go. No, we do love animals, absolutely. Jennifer, loved you since MV3. So there you go. That was my first TV show.
Right down there if you wanna.
Oh, Tashi? Should I get Tashi? Oh, talking about animals. This is Tashi. Little tiddly Tosh. Tashi loves her daddy. I must be the world's most boring DJ because Tashi comes in when I'm doing my show every day, sleeps in this doggy bed down here, and within 2 minutes of me being on the air is fast asleep. Snoring. Sometimes I have to, watch what I'm saying on the air and talk really loud because she's snoring. So people say I'm a good DJ, world's most boring DJ, because in 2 minutes this little dog is fast asleep. All right, we're going to ask the final question right now and get ready to sign off. All right, this is...
And they're going to answer an FKOA Presents.
FKOA Presents. This is what we're looking for.
Okay.
All right, that's it. We've had a theme going with our questions, and that is names of bands. All right. So we've asked about Naked Eyes. We've asked about the English Bee, and as we've only got one more pair of tickets, we'll make it about the headliner, because I did have a good one about the Alarm as well. We could do. Well, I'll leave it up to you guys. You tell me if we have an extra pair.
Let's have an extra pair.
Extra pair. All right. We'll do.
Let's go.
All right. Mario says extra pair. So this won't be the last giveaway. There'll be one more giveaway after. This is the one at FKOA Presents, and you girls know what word we're looking
they
for.
have to answer it at FKOA Presents.
You have to answer it at FKOA. All right. You can answer it on mine, but you won't win. It'll just be because you want to go there. All right. But Andy Bell of Erasure. We all know that Vince Clarke was putting together Erasure. Vince Clarke had done Yazoo. Vince had done The Assembly. He'd also done a little band called Depeche Mode. Whatever happened to Depeche Mode? Actually, can you pan the camera and just show them just really quick?
Yeah.
Some of the gold and platinum. These are all from Depeche Mode that they've given to me over the years. So thank you guys. This is Depeche Mode's Violator, Depeche Mode's Music for the Masses. Black Celebration is over here, and in the far corner you can't get to, it's Catching Up With. And then Duran's one's up there, New Order and all that. Anyway, sorry to screw up your thing, but this is live, so. Anyway, Vince Clarke, Depeche Mode, Yazoo, The Assembly, and then Erasure. Andy Bell loved Vince Clarke. Vince Clarke was one of his heroes, and when he heard that Vince was auditioning for a lead singer for a project he was working on, because at the time Erasure wasn't going to be an ongoing band, it was just going to be a one-off album. He applied. Well, Andy Bell had a little experience because he was doing two jobs at the time. He was selling women's shoes and he was playing in a really small band. What was the name of that band that Andy Bell was... Oh!
Katie Reese.
Katie Reed?
Reese.
Katie Reese. Congratulations, Katie Reese gets it. Katie, you get a pair of tickets, and we're going to give you some VIP passes so you can hang backstage with me as well. Katie Reese got it, and on the count of three, the team are going to yell out the right answer. What was the answer? 1, 2, 3.
The Void.
The Void was the name of the band that Andy Bell was in. Tiny little band, didn't even record anything. And then he joined Erasure, and it was only going to be for one song, but once Vince heard his voice, he said, I want you to do the whole Erasure project with me, which was just one album. But then, of course, it's turned into a career. Yay. 34 years now, Erasure have been going. And Andy's going to be doing all the hits from Erasure, as well as his solo material, which is so fun and so up-tempo and high energy. So there you go. Any more questions for me? And then I'll ask our final question, and that will be on Richard Blade Page. All right, so if you go to Richard Blade Page now, the final question for a pair of tickets and backstage will be asked there. And I'm going to have to write down the answer. So, because I was just reminding myself what the questions were, but I have to show the girls.
Are you doing it already?
Yeah, I've written. Yeah, but no, I'm not doing the question yet. I'm gonna. If anyone's got any questions for me on any of the ones, just yell them out. I'll look through here. Buffy Stalker, hi Buffy. Hope you and the family are doing well. Always love hearing from you. We got Susie Kaiser. Channel 33 is her number one.
Yes, you do the voice of the audio. Someone's asking.
What?
Of course, you do the voice of the audio. Someone's asking.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, on the audiobook, someone was asking. I narrate the audiobook, but when I'm talking with Terry Nunn from Berlin, or Simon Le Bon from Duran Duran, or Martin Gore from Depeche Mode, or Billy Idol, it's them that are talking with me. I got them to do their own parts in the book. So everyone, my dad's in there, which was amazing. I found a great thing on this tape in here that never leaves my studio. My dad's in there. Terry Nunn, Spandau Ballet are in there. Everyone's in there. So when you hear the voice of Kurt Smith from Tears for Fears, it's Kurt. But I narrate the book. Apart from chapter 1, I'm not in chapter 1, so John Taylor reads that. So that's why people have loved it. Yeah, honey.
Do you hope the Cure tours US, especially SoCal again? I think they're coming
in
the fall.
Yeah, the Cure are coming. They're putting out a new album, and they are going to be coming, but we don't have the dates yet, I don't think. We're just waiting for the confirmation. But they're so excited about it. And of course, the end of this month on HBO, the Cure are going to be performing, hopefully, all 5 songs that they did at the induction ceremony. But you never know, it might be chopped down for TV and they might only show 2 of the songs. But we're hoping that all 5 will be shown. Let me see.
I have a question. Where could I get tickets for the 80s, number 8?
Oh, where can you get tickets? You can get tickets at access.com, right? AXS.com, access.com. You can get tickets for the 80s weekend. We're going to have so much fun. Like I say, if you bring a copy of my book, I'll go and do a meet and greet afterwards in the lobby and sign them for you. Monica said over $600 million has been received to rebuild Notre Dame so far.
Wow.
That is fantastic. Need some Kate Bush trivia. Next time we'll do Kate Bush trivia. My wife loves it. This Woman's Work, one of her favorite songs. Hi Krista. Janine Self says that.
Oh, hi Janine.
Hi Janine. Krista says she would come in, but she's in her sweats.
She's the best makeup artist. Everyone.
Best makeup. Oh yeah, that's right. She was at 80s in the Sand. And
the last 80s show.
Yeah, and the last 80s show. She's great. Fire was awful, yes. Hi, Richard. Hi from Tennessee. That's Steve. Debbie says Sirius 33.
Hey, is that Dallas gig you do private, or because a lot of people want to see when you're going to be in Dallas?
Yeah, I'm doing a gig in Dallas in October.
Can other people come or not?
Yeah, I think you can, because it's a fundraiser. Okay. So if you go to my Facebook page, I'll find out tomorrow. And from the organizer in Dallas, but I think you can buy tickets, and it's so much fun. And another $1, please. Stephen Wayne will be with me. He's flying out to do the gig with me because we do giant screen video there. And there's also live bands that play, like 80s tribute bands, and it's so much fun. It's great. And it's in Southlake, just outside of Dallas. So I'll get all the information in the next 24 hours and put it up on my Facebook page, which is Richard Blade Page. Michelle Rogers says, yes, she would go and see Richard Blade and Martin Kemp together DJing.
Of course, Michelle Rogers.
So there you go. Any other questions for me before we do our final trivia question?
You can't give away the secrets of where you get your t-shirts. A lot of people want to know, but we're not telling.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So,
go ahead.
Thank you for watching my second Facebook Live. This has been a blast. Hopefully you will come to the concert 80s Weekend number 8, July 27th at the Microsoft with an incredible lineup of bands. If you like new wave and you like fun party music, this is the show for you. 80s Weekend number 8, access.com, where you can get the tickets. But right now, if you go to Richard Blade page on Facebook, click the like button, and we're going to do our final trivia question. And that is the answer to the trivia question. Okay? All right, that's the answer to the trivia question.
People from Mexico are saying hi.
Oh,
okay.
love Mexico.
Oh,
We're
no,
going
all
to
the time.
Sayulita soon. It's one of our favorite places in the world. We fly into Puerto Vallarta. We take the local bus. It's 42 pesos. And we take the local bus out to Sayulita. And we're like locals there. It's Mexico. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at that camera instead of this one. But we love Mexico. And I got to tell you, no bad hombres down there. I'm sure you could get into a lot of trouble, but don't believe the press. The Mexican people are some of the most wonderful people in the world.
Yes, yeah.
Period. So it's a joy. You know, America, the U.S. is very blessed to have two great countries either side. You know, to have Mexico on one side and Canada on the other. That's pretty special. So there you go. All right, final question. We've been talking about band names. The Alarm, when they first started off, now everyone's going to start posting Alarm, 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 Alarm. When they first started off, the Alarm were called Alarm, Alarm. But an English DJ, a very famous English DJ whose name is not Richard Blade, was playing their song. And this DJ said, you know, there's a lot of bands on the scene these days with double-barreled names. There's Talk Talk, there's Duran Duran, and now there's Alarm Alarm. I wonder who's going to be next. Well, Mike Peters was in the car listening to this DJ, and they were coming back from a gig, and they said, oh my gosh, they're making fun of our name. Loved the music. I mean, they loved the song, but they were making fun of the fact they were called Alarm Alarm, like Duran Duran and Talk 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 Talk. And so Mike Peters said, that's it. We're not Alarm Alarm anymore. We are simply The Alarm. What was the name of the English DJ who said that, who made fun of Alarm Alarm? Very, very, very influential English DJ. What was his name? If you ask, someone got it.
Mike Meyer.
Mike Meyer?
Yeah, but spelled different.
Oh no, not Mike Myers.
Mike Meyer.
Not Mike Myers.
That's how you pronounce it.
So okay, the answer was the late, because he's no longer with us. He was hiking in what's the name of that?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu, and he had a heart attack and died. They didn't realize he had a heart valve problem, and the altitude was so great he couldn't get enough oxygen. His name, girls, you're going to say it all together on the count of three?
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
John Peel.
John
Everyone
Peel.
was saying the toilets. What's that all about?
Oh, well, that was the early name of the alarm.
Okay.
No, I didn't want to go back to the early names. You know, the toilets, terrible name, but not the worst name for a band. The worst name ever, apart from Hoobastank. I mean, God, that is a terrible name. Bang! But no, the worst name ever for a band was and this is not a contest, all right? We've already got our winner. The worst name ever for a band was the original name of Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Before they became Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, they were actually called Hitler's Underpants. No, not a good name. I'm gonna buy a new record. Will you buy it for me? Oh, who's it by? It's by Hitler's Underpants. Get the hell out of here. I'm not buying that for you. The terrible name. But no, the toilet's a pretty bad name as well. But
They want me to come on with you next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
All right, Alarm Alarm became The Alarm because the brilliant John Peel was talking about it. And his actual words were, maybe I should call myself John Peel, John Peel. And so the alarm, oh, a light comes on outside. So anyway, that just about does it for our Facebook Live. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to First Wave. I really appreciate everyone who tunes in to Channel 33 every day. You guys are awesome. For everyone who's read the book and is now listening to the audio book, I thank you so much for that. It was my pleasure to bring the story to you. It was something I always wanted to write, and I'd been approached by a couple of publishers to write a book, but all they wanted me to write about was either Duran Duran or Depeche Mode. And I said, no, there's a story to be told. And everyone's loved the early days. They love those days in Europe, traveling around the country and DJing. And it's so rewarding for me to know that you've liked it. And hopefully you'll like my next book, the when it comes out. SPQR is the name of it. SPQR. Look that up. It's one of the most famous abbreviations in history. SPQR is a Latin phrase. It stands for Senatus Populus Qui Romanus. And for a lot of people, it was the last thing they saw when the Roman legions came towards them with the big banners and SPQR written on it. It means the Senate and people of Rome. And I promise you, you will love the novel. It's all action. But if you get to go to 80s Weekend number 8, we want to say thank you to Bobby D and FKOA Presents, because they're the people behind the shows. Without them, we could not put these shows on. And they're the ones that go out and get all these bands. So thank you, Bobby D. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Uncle Snoop's Army. Yes, that Snoop Dogg. One of these days, we're going to get him to the show. And I'm going to be backstage with him, and he's going to give me a hit from a spleef.